My purpose is to be myself and to express myself fully. That is the starting point. To be myself and express myself fully. Because we carry a lot of things. Don't be afraid to say, should I really discover my purpose? Thinking that, what if my purpose is really different from what God intended with my life?
You are watching on Becoming with Hech, your favorite and number one podcast to becoming yourself.
Hello, and welcome to this episode of On Becoming. I'm your host, Hech, and today we are talking about a generational issue, and this is about purpose. Some of us, we are born lucky to know our purpose already when we are born. But for some of us, we have to discover our purpose. And it's very sad to see that some people would come to the point of death in their lives without discovering their purpose, or even getting to the point of fulfilling their purposes in life. And in today's episode, I'll help you unpack on how one can discover his or her purpose in life. Looking at Jesus' life, he discovered his purpose by the age of 12. And there is a moment when Jesus was left behind at the temple and his parents were looking for him. When they asked him, "Where have you been?" He said, "Why were you looking for me? Don't you know that I should be at my father's house?" This is important because it shows us why discovering our purposes is important. It will show you the right places to be, and discovering your purpose, it gives you a sense of direction and significance in life. And this is why some people, you find them in almost every place, every time. Why? It's because they do not know the right places to be, since they do not know their why, their purpose. Purpose, because we have to agree that purpose is why you were born into this world. Purpose is the reason why God brought you into this world. Everyone has a purpose. Whatever thing that God has made has a purpose. And you need to see it like in the same way manufacturers do their business. No manufacturer makes a thing and then discovers the purpose later. No. Purpose precedes production. The same way we were created. God had a purpose first before he made or he brought us into this world. This is why you should know that you are never a mistake. Yes, you might be born in a way that society deems immoral or doesn't accept as good or as right. But before God's eyes, you are never a mistake. God made you for a reason, for a certain reason. Now, since we have agreed that purpose precedes production, you also have to know that not every purpose is known. This is why we have abuse in life. Abuse is inevitable whenever purpose is known. And it's very key to know the purpose of anything. Purpose, every purpose has a time for completion. So when you live your everyday life, you need to understand that every minute, every second, every hour, every week that God has given you is for the completion of purpose. Now, getting to the very important point on how one can discover his or her purpose, there are two things that stand out that you need to understand. It says that there is a statement that says, God puts into everything he creates the potential and the nature for its purpose. Potential and nature. This is why you always hear the statement, you are the way you are because of the why. That's the nature. That includes your natural abilities, things that you are good at. Why is this important? Because God will never call you at something that you're not good at, or it's something that he has not given you the ability to perform. And second is the things you love. That's your nature. There are certain things that you keep on loving. You keep loving. Yeah. You might try to turn away from them, but they keep gravitating towards you. And you don't have to ignore those things. They are clues into your purpose. They are clues into what God has made you passionate about. And there are some mistakes I see that evolve around the issues of purpose. I will call them myths. There are people who think that purpose discovery is a one-time thing. It's like maybe you meet a guru or a prophet and he tells you your purpose is to help the world. That is valid. Help the world in what way? Let's take a look at Jesus. We can specifically pick out how he helped the world, and that was building a bridge that existed between us and God, our Creator. So don't just say, my purpose is to help the world. In what way? Is it in the area of technology? Is it in music? Because yes, your purpose might be in music. You can sing songs that help people become better, that help people reflect on the goodness of God. And that is key. And another mistake that people think or make is they are not enough or they are not complete. As I said, God will never call you at something you are not good or you are not able to do. Let this sink in you so that you don't limit yourself to whatever purpose or any sense of purpose that comes along your way. And it is also very key to also understand that not every purpose comes with a big title like president, author, counselor. No. Purpose is in serving. Purpose is in becoming a blessing. You don't have to try to define it with a title. Purpose is bigger than that. And it's also very important that you become a blessing. Joyce Meyer once said, if you become a blessing to someone every day, you are very close to discovering your purpose. And it's also key to know that when you start the journey of coming to discover your purpose, it's not just a quick thing, a one-day thing, then it's done. No. Purpose, it starts maybe with a sense of purpose. You start to sense, I think I'm called to this, right? You start to have that sense. But with time, with exposure, it becomes clear. What you just have to do is to start the journey of coming to know what your purpose is. And that includes trying things out, trying to see what fits you. And don't be someone who is afraid to try. You see, in this world, there is fear of failure. But I've discovered something. People are no longer just afraid of failing. People are now even afraid of being seen trying. And this has kept many people from trying to move into their God predestined places. Let me tell you something about failure. If you don't try, you are confirming the results that you are a failure. That's true. But if you try, it's either you're going to win or that is going to be a learning opportunity. That is the honest truth. That's how I see failure. Either I'm going to win or it's a learning opportunity. Failure is not the end for me. So with purpose, start the journey today. Purpose is very key. Purpose brings meaning in your life. Purpose brings meaning in your life. Purpose helps you to become yourself. When you embark on that journey of discovering your purpose, of coming or of coming to know your purpose, it's like you are revealing yourself again. So that's why I say, like, the best starting point about purpose, you can say, my purpose is to be myself and to express myself fully. That is the starting point. To be myself and express myself fully. Because we carry a lot of things. Don't be afraid to say, should I really discover my purpose? Thinking that, what if my purpose is really different from what God intended with my life? Don't fear that. That will limit you. God is not going to call you as something you do not love already. When He created you, He already put that spark, that passion inside of you. What you just have to do is to draw it out. Because there are so many intentions there are so many purposes of that. But a man of understanding is able to draw the right purpose out. And I believe what I'm sharing with you right now will set you on that journey of discovering your purpose. And another important thing that I said earlier, purpose precedes production. You are not a mistake, not at all. The fact that you are alive, the fact that you are living right now, is evidence that you carry a purpose. I remember in high school, we used to do these technical drawing projects. And one time we were asked to design and come up with a prototype of a 2-story building. The ground floor was supposed to serve as a restaurant and the first floor as an apartment. But before we started to cut the cardboards, trying to come up with a prototype, there's something the teacher kept on emphasizing. He said, keep it in your mind why you are coming up with this prototype. This building is to serve as both a restaurant and an apartment. That was the starting point. When we had that in mind, it was easy to come up with different designs. It was very, very easy. They're trying to figure out what should I just make, then later on you try to discover the purpose. That's not how life functions with God. God plans. So He already planned for you. He already planned for you to come into this world. And He made sure that you come into this world. And that's why you are already here. So never think that you are a mistake. Thank you for joining me today on this episode of On Becoming. And today we're talking about how you can discover your purpose. And 2 things stand out. Look from within yourself. That is, look at your natural abilities and look at what you always love doing. Even though you are not even paid for the things, but you just love doing them. Just for free. Those are important clues. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends, loved ones, and peers, so that they also become themselves and they are also able to express themselves fully. Till next time, keep becoming.